Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. So for today's video, I wanted to do a comparison, kind of looking at two different products and seeing how they both compete with each other and how they perform and stuff. So I'm talking today about two different foundations. One of them is going to be the Dermacol one. So this I picked up from Amazon. It ranges between sellers, but I think it might be between like $15 to somewhere around $30 depending on the seller. Next we have the Marc Jacobs foundation, which I actually picked up a couple days ago from Sephora. This one was, with tax included, it was like $60. So it is a big price difference between those two. So I am a big fan of the Dermacol one, and for trying this out for at least 3 days now, I'm also a big fan of the Marc Jacobs foundation, and I like them pretty much equally. I wanted to test them out, and I'm really curious to see how they hold up. So I'm gonna do one half side of my face with just Dermacol and the other half side of my face with the Marc Jacobs foundation, and I'm gonna wear it throughout the day, and I'm gonna come back and give you my honest review for the day, you know, and looking at it. But not only that, I do want to give you guys my honest review of both products and what you guys should look out for when you're comparing these two items. Alright, so my face is bare and ready to go, so let's get into the next part of the video. So I'm going to be testing both these products out using the e.l.f. Hydrating Face Primer. It's the only primer that I know that kind of helps my skin because I do have very dry skin. Marc Jacobs foundation. I'm a 54 honey medium, just in case anyone's wondering. The Marc Jacobs foundation is gonna go on the right half side of my face. So please come capture me. Now I feel like this video deserves kind of an explanation because I didn't really say why. Well, I kind of did, but I didn't say why exactly I'm comparing both these two products, because to me they are very similar. They're very high in pigment. You know, Dermacol is known for being a really pigmented foundation, being full coverage, and I feel like Marc Jacobs foundation is kind of up there too. And like I've mentioned, I'm not a beauty guru. I'm just an average person that's looking for the best makeup out there for any regular person to just wear on a daily basis. So the Dermacol is known for that. I wanted to test it against the Marc Jacobs foundation. You know, they're both very different products, and I just wanted to give a bit more insight when it comes to both these two products. So now I'm gonna be taking my Dermacol and putting it on the left side of my face, left side part of my face. And you guys, this is gonna be really funny because the foundation color that I bought it in was in like a, I forgot what it was. I think it was like 218, I'm pretty sure. Not 100%, but I feel like it's around there, that range. And it turned out to be really light for my skin tone. So I usually mix it with other products, but for the sake of this video, I don't want to mix it, just so you guys can see it for what it really is, and I don't want to be messing with the formula. So I'm gonna be walking around with one half being one shade and the other half being the other shade. Like, why did I think this was gonna be like fun? Oh Lord, no, have mercy. You know, it's just really hard to shop for your foundation color online when you don't have it in front of you. It's just really is so hard. So there you have it, both foundations. Like, as if you couldn't already tell which one was which. But I'm gonna go ahead and do the rest of my makeup for the rest of the day, everything like that. We'll come back with this weird ass face in a bit, so I'll be right back. So now that I put on the rest of my face and I'm pretty much done, I wanted to go in and talk about some key things about both these two products before, you know, I check in later on. So we did talk about the price difference. I did say that this one ranged from $15 to about $30, and this one was at 60 bucks at Sephora. So, and then the seller for these are kind of like iffy, you know, you kind of have to find a legit seller. I found mine through Amazon. And then the differences between the packaging, this is the Dermacol one. It kind of looks, like I've mentioned before, it looks like toothpaste, like you're about to brush your teeth. And this looks like Colgate packaging. And then there's the Marc Jacobs packaging, which I am very much in love with. I like the frost glass thing. And, you know, it's really cute packaging, but I'm not going to lie, the Dermacol is a bit easier to get access to. You know, you just kind of squeeze it out a little bit, and it's not as messy as this, which I've had to clean many times already. This tends to get really like dirty, how you use this. Now when it comes to the ingredients for these foundations, I don't know exactly what they are, but I have noticed that there's a difference. I mean, there should be. They're two different products, they're not the same thing, and that would be weird if they were the same thing. Now I've noticed that the Dermacol product is a lot more oily when it comes to the Marc Jacobs one in comparison. So maybe you can kind of tell on camera, but when I turn to the side and into the lighting, you can kind of see the very shiny finish that it has. Very oily, and my skin is kind of like a mixture between dry and oily. So I have this really dry patches around my nose and right here in the eyebrow area. It's very weird, like this whole section down here. This whole section is kind of just weird, and the rest of my face kind of just gets oily, like around my cheeks. And you know, I didn't even put highlighter on, but you can tell that it's shiny, right? That's my oily skin for you. But then when you turn on the other side, you can kind of tell that it's a more velvety kind of finish. It's not as dewy, and I don't mind a dewy finish. I don't mind this more like where it's not as shiny, I guess. This makes my skin just look extra oily at the end of the day. And then when it comes to the Marc Jacobs one, I can tell that it leaves my skin just a little bit more drier. I don't know, it doesn't really help the fact that I have dry skin. So since I have a mixture of both, I can't really complain, you know. Either one's gonna give me one short end of the stick, you know. So not really complaining, but just something to keep in mind, you know. It does leave like the nose area kind of very dry at the end of the day and stuff like that. Do I want a dewy finish or do I want a more matted finish? It just really depends on the day. But I think that's pretty much my input when it comes to these two products and testing them out. But I will check back in with you guys at the end of the day, and we will look at it for sure on the camera, how it looks and everything like that. So I'll be back later, you guys. Alright you guys, so it's the end of the night and I almost took off my makeup, but I remembered that I still had to record this. So new scenery, everything. I broke my tripod. It has been a crazy day today and I had to whip out my old one. That's why I'm sitting on the ground. But it's time to take one final last look at this foundation for what it is. So looking at it, definitely this side, which is the Dermacol side, is way more shiny everywhere all around my face. It just like, you can see it just wanting to like, to me it looks like it wants to just line off, whereas the other side isn't as shiny, I would say. So you can definitely tell. On my nose though, I would say it's pretty evenly evened out. So that's my most like, and I haven't touched it, I haven't done anything to this foundation, nothing. I've just left it on, so I'm not tweaked with it. That would be kind of what I've said already and I'm sticking to it. This side tends to be more oily, and since it wants to like slide off at the end of the night, definitely got some like areas that are like creasing, I would say. And on this side, I can definitely tell, like, I have this really dry area right there, and the Marc Jacobs foundation is just not really helping. I don't think that it worsens it, but it definitely doesn't help the fact that it's you know, that dry area is just dry. So final thoughts. I love both foundations. Liking the Marc Jacobs a little bit more just because it's newer. I'm glad that I have both of them, but just wanted to put that out there just in case you're looking into either one, or, you know, debating, I don't know. So that's all I wanted to say. I gave you all my opinions and info that I know and have on these two foundations. So I think it's time to leave you guys here. So I'm gonna go ahead and take all this makeup off because it's time and it's needed. So leave any comments, questions down below, all that jazz. Give this video a like if you liked it, and I will see you in my next video. Bye guys. Myself to you. Let me love you. Don't be rude,